This is Chapter 2. This is the video that you should be watching after you take your quiz. If you weren't able to watch this video, hopefully you had a chance to watch it at home. If not, all this information can be found on pages, starting on page 37, going through page 39. This is only one little chunk of Chapter 2. Okay, so this isn't the first section entirely for Chapter 2. It's only a chunk. And so we're going to get into how you organize data. First part is when you get raw data. That's just the data that's collected. It's in its original form. So we're talking, it could be just a list of everybody's answers. If you asked how old people were and you just wrote them down on a piece of notebook paper, you didn't sort them, you didn't do anything with it. You just have your data in a list. Could be in a rectangular form, maybe you did that to make it a little bit more readable. That's what you'll often see in the book, just because they're not going to have a long single column list in your book. But it's just the data you collected, the original, in its original form. A frequency distribution, that's a way of taking all that raw data and organizing it using something like a table. It has things called classes and frequencies in it, which we will talk about here in a second. And then you have categorical frequency distribution. This is used to organize nominal and ordinal level data. Remember, nominal are things like traits, like eye color, hair color, male, female, things of that nature. Ordinal level is where you have, it's also usually words. Small, medium, large are used to describe them, but you don't have that same level between the two or the same distance between two levels. What I mean by that, I know I used this example in the first video. Small, medium, large. The difference between a small and medium may be 6 ounces. The difference between a medium and a large may be 10 ounces. So small, medium, large, you know the levels, but it's not the same difference between the two. Okay. This example can be found on page 38 if you would like to look at that, or just follow through here. So there we go. We have 25 different Army applicants. They were given a blood test to determine their blood type. Okay. There's your raw data. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe there are 25 of them. You guys are going to laugh at this one. I started counting them after I read 25. Ignore that. It didn't happen. Okay? So we got 25 different people. There are their blood types. That is the raw data. That's how we collected it. We haven't done a thing with it. We didn't line up all the A's and then all the B's and then all the AB's and then all the O's. We just left it the way that we collected it. So they want you to construct something called a frequency distribution for the data. And actually, this will be a categorical frequency distribution. So to start the distribution, we are going to make a little table. And we are going to have 4 different categories. So we're looking at 4 different columns. This isn't as easy as it looks, so don't give me a hard time about how straight my lines are. Okay, first column is called the class. Second column is where you will put your tally. Third column is the frequency. And finally, fourth is your percent. Why do we need the percent? It's not that it's essential, but there are quite a few graphs and whatnot that use a percent, and so it's kind of a nice thing to have. The class, when we get into numbers, this will be where we have our different boundaries, but for right now, this is basically the class. You can think of it as categories. So the different categories we have for blood type are A, B, AB, and O. Technically, there's no right or wrong order for these. And now you just go through, when you're looking at the slide, and we go through and we tally each one of these. What I'm going to do is this, and I'm just going to be looking at my book on page 38. So I'm going to start at the top left and go down. So we have a tally AOB. So I'm going to tally for A, one for O, one for B. The next two are A and AB. So one for A and one for AB. BOB, BOB, OA, BB, then 3 O's. Then we have AB, AB. Then we have AOB. OBO. And ABA. So if I did this right, we count them up. Frequency, we have 5 of these, 7 of these, 4 of these, and 9 of these. It's a good idea. Add them up and double check. 5 and 7 is 12, plus 4 is 16, plus 9 is 25. And that is the number that was stated at the beginning. The percent, you just take however many the frequency was and divide it by how many there were. So we have 5 divided by 25. You can either write it as a decimal, 0.2, or as your percentage. 7 divided by 25. We're going to round that. That's 28% approximately. 9 out of 25 is approximately 36%. And 4 out of 25. Whoa. Screwed this one up. I looked at the wrong spot. This one's 4 out of 25, which would be about 16%. This one's 9 out of 25, which is 36%. Okay, so that is a categorical frequency distribution, and that is what you will be doing for 1 in class.